Hey, John Gilroy here. The last time we had Icertis on the show, we introduced the concept of contract lifecycle management. Today, a deeper dive. Hit the music, Manny. Welcome to the Federal Tech Podcast, the podcast that connects you to federal technology leaders. My name is John Gilroy, and I will be your moderator in the virtual studio today. We have Rajan Venkatachalam with us from Icertis, a leader in AI-powered contract intelligence. Rajan, glad to have Icertis back on the air.
Thank you for having me. I'm thrilled to be here and exciting to have this conversation because the landscape for federal acquisition has shifted dramatically since the last time we talked in 2025, John.
Yeah, I'm in the D.C. area. I have to agree with you 100%. I mean, talk about upside down and round and contracts changing and altering and getting canceled. I mean, it's got to drive federal contractors crazy. So last time we were talking in general about contract lifecycle management that could help agencies modernize processes. But that was before Icertis really jumped into the public sector space. So what's happened?
Well, the short answer is a lot has changed, John. Over the last 18 months or so, we've seen federal contracting move from being highly paper and spreadsheet based to a real push for automation and digital trust. Agencies are under enormous pressure to deliver programs faster while staying compliant and evolving policies like FAR, DFAR, cybersecurity frameworks such as CMMC. And if you think about this, every additional week there's an acquisition process, and this just doesn't slow down the mission. It drives up cost and risk. Timelines of 6 months, 9 months are simply no longer acceptable when an agency's requirements and threats are moving daily. At the same time, AI has gone from a buzzword to a backbone. And, now it's not as much about, how to use AI. It's how AI can drive automation, intelligence, that can actually shorten the acquisition cycle while giving you confidence that every clause and every obligation is enforceable.
Well, from buzzword to background, I like that a whole lot. I'll use my own here, the need for speed. I think everyone has a need for speed in this this fastly changing world here. But speed and compliance, you get one or the other. How can you do both?
You know what? This is actually a challenging balance to strike. But the reality is that manual contracting is not the answer because that creates hidden cost. With things like scattered templates, siloed workflows, and endless red lines that can kill momentum. And in an environment where being audit ready is essential, that approach just doesn't scale anymore. So it turns out that speed actually does matter. And in this particular case, we can actually get to be a lot faster and get to be a lot more predictable and get to be compliant at the same time.
The big news out of Icertis is a big push in the federal government. You've just exploded all over the place. So what does all that mean?
Well, we have made a sizable commitment in not just our product and our technology offerings, but also in the local area. We established our Beltway presence with a dedicated office in Reston, and that's critical because federal work is relationship driven. You've got to be where your customers are, and we are. We have a large team already situated in our Reston office. Second, our platform achieved FedRAMP moderate ready status and a CMMC level 2 compliance as well. So agencies and government contractors can trust us with sensitive data. And third, we've launched two purpose-built solutions, Icertis for Government Contractors Edition and the Icertis Federal Government Edition. Those aren't packaged commercial tools. They're tailored for the complexity of the acquisition cycle from capture management and proposal development to close out and audit readiness. And we're already seeing the strategy paid off, as you said. We've grown the public sector practice by more than 80%. And solidified relations with major U.S. agencies, including the Defense Logistics Agency.
The DLA, everyone's going to know that one. Okay, so we have a lot of different people listening to this podcast. We've got contracting officers, program leaders, agencies, GovCons. So how does that impact all these people?
There's a fundamental need and a requirement, and it's about delivering outcomes faster. And imagine you're a program officer trying to stand up a new cybersecurity capability. You can't wait 12 months for the contract award. You need it up in 90 days or less. And that's where we come in. Our platform delivers an enterprise-wide contract intelligence layer that understands the business, the industry context, connecting agreements, data, and systems to drive better outcomes. With Icertis, agencies and contractors have seen up to 40% faster proposal to award cycles. And they do this by automating key processes like clause selection and review. At the same time, audit preparation time has dropped by 90% because the system keeps a full digital thread of every action. And that means less time chasing people for approvals, more time focused on execution. And for contractors, that speed translates to a competitive edge. Fewer delays mean they can bid more, win more, and deliver more effectively.
I mean, 40%. I mean, if anyone listening to this can do something 40% faster, that means many, many opportunities in the future, and you can bring in more business. I mean, it's a significant difference. So, people are going to hear this and go, well, Rajan, yeah, you're a pretty smart guy, but 40%, I might believe 10%. Push it maybe 15%. But what's the magic sauce? What makes this possible?
That is a really good question, and it's a fair question to ask. There are three main things. First, it's AI-powered authoring. Our platform automatically aligns clauses to agency rules, FAR, DFAR, supplements right out of the box. So there's no more guesswork needed or combing through acquisition.gov manually. Our system does it in seconds. Second, it's connected workflows. We integrate with SAM.gov, acquisition.gov, ERP systems, and even a wide area workflow for invoicing. And so from opportunity identification through solicitation, award, subcontracting, and performance management, it's all connected. And third, it's the real-time visibility and compliance. The platform monitors obligations, deliverables, funding, and real risk in real time. If something goes off track, you know it before it becomes a problem. And let me emphasize, this isn't just about digitization. It's about intent realization. With AI and agentic workflows, the system actively helps you ensure that what's in the contract actually happens.
I mean, who really has the time to look at each clause individually and carefully and select that and highlight that and have another person on staff review that? I mean, this gets me to the point where it's taken 6 or 7 months to review something where something that's AI enabled can go through it very, very quickly. I mean, I am sure, I'm not going to cast aspersions on the agencies, but there may be agencies that are reviewing contracts on maybe even a paper-based method and maybe putting things together with maybe little notes or something. And this is, you can't maintain this with the rapid change today. We see so many changes in contracts. I mean, if you just pick up the front page of the Washington Post, it's obvious that contracts are changing. In fact, compliance is changing. We've had big news in July about CMMC changing. It's just that then what do you have to do? Go back to square one and revise everything? I mean, this concept is a huge step forward for most agencies are today, isn't it?
It is a massive step forward. The future of this and where this evolves to is what we call autonomous contracting. And this is moving from, you speak of paper-based systems. The one thing about the paper-based system is that you know what you're seeing. You have a piece of paper in front of you, and, it's usually a stack of them. But to take that and to evolve that to something like autonomous contracting takes a lot of work, a lot of very thoughtful and purposeful investments. And, we are moving very quickly into that era, especially with AI. And our systems don't just store documents and don't just connect those documents to other systems of record, but they operationalize those agreements. And here we're talking about AI agents that can draft a solicitation based on requirements, can auto-route it for approvals, can track the obligations as actions, and escalate when something is at risk, all under human oversight. And that is a critical part of this, John. This isn't AI run amok. This is, AI that is under the control and oversight of the people who run the systems, the experts, if you will, the contracting officers and their peers. We're not eliminating roles. We're amplifying people's ability to deliver on the mission. And frankly, that's what modernization is really all about, giving contracting professionals time to think strategically instead of chasing signatures, for example.
Well, John, let me talk about the 500-pound elephant in the room kind of been lurking here. There are reduced staff for many agencies in the federal government. I mean, that's just front page news. We all know that. And at the same time, there's been rapid contract changes. and did I mention security requirements? And so you have fewer people doing more under more time pressure. I mean, they're going to have to look at a solution like Icertis. I mean, they don't have any choice, do they?
That's very well said, John. This is the reality of the day. And, we have built a system that was made to go and solve these exact kind of problems for our federal agencies and our government contractors alike.
This has been eye-opening, I'm sure, for many listeners. If people want more information on Icertis, Icertis, where do you think they should go?
They should visit icertis.com/GOV, or look us up on the FedRAMP Marketplace. Whether you're an agency or a contractor, we'd love to show you how to accelerate acquisition and stay fully compliant while doing it.
Yeah, that's kind of amazing. I will put a link to that in the show notes page for this show. And when unfortunately, Rajan, we're running out of time. You have been listening to the Federal Tech Podcast with John Gilroy. I'd like to thank my guest, Rajan Venkatachalam, and he is with Icertis, Icertis. Thanks.
Thank you, John.